was his name in some of these documents, even though his name wasn't there. He knew who he was, and I think that he approached management, maybe the athletic director, I don't know this for a fact, and said, hey, this is me. And I think the conclusion was, you got to resign or we got to fire you. We got to act right now. Don't play around with this. They've already come out and said, the FBI did, it's better for you to call us than us to call you. And I think Alabama was proactive about it. Again, though, here's the problem. Like one of my good friends said, no matter what, no matter how pretty I try and paint the picture that Alabama was proactive, Alabama's lumped in there now. It's like what's frustrating for me as an Alabama fan, and again, I'm going to sound like the world's biggest Bammer, is that Alabama and Auburn have always been lumped in together basketball-wise, and Alabama has had a much better history than Auburn. Not recently necessarily, because neither one of them has been making the tournament. It's like I tweeted out, what does it matter if Alabama and Auburn get banned from the NCAA tournament? Because we never go to the NCAA tournament. We got a self-imposed ban. But historically, Alabama's a top 4 program in the SEC. That's a big deal, and that's good. The reason it doesn't move the meter is because Kentucky's so far ahead of everybody that it being top 4, it doesn't sound like that big of a deal. And so Alabama and Auburn are once again lumped in together, and no matter who did what, and they're all in this great big ball of confusion right now.
256-234-6221. Let's close out this segment. One more question for you, though. When you have the individual that you're talking about on Alabama's staff as part of the NCAA compliance department.
He was working for the NCAA.
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay. How widespread is this?
I think what it tells you is it's not, I don't know if this necessarily means it's widespread throughout everybody, but I think everybody knows how to play the game. And if you want to play the game, you can get in the game. Or at least you could have. I think you could have. Yeah. And the thing that I keep coming back to, and everybody says, well, this just shows you how inept the NCAA is. I believe the NCAA is inept, okay? I do believe that. I don't believe it's for this. I believe this is the only smart thing they've been doing. The NCAA makes money on their basketball tournament. They don't make a lot of money on football. Everybody forgets that. The SEC and the ACC and the Big Ten make all the money. The conferences make all the money there. But the NCAA makes money on the basketball tournament, which brings in billions. That's their moneymaker. That's their cash cow. So it doesn't do them any good if you put your Louisvilles and Kentuckys and your, who else? USC and your Arizonas on probation, and you don't show up with their best players because they're ineligible. It doesn't do them good. That's not marketable. Nobody wants to see Boise State take on Alabama State in the Sweet 16. That's not what people tune in for. I mean, I know there's some people out there who love Cinderellas. You don't love them that much.
NCAA doesn't love them.
And the NCAA doesn't love them that much because the eyeballs don't come to the sport as much. They want a Final Four with Kentucky and UCLA and Michigan State and give me somebody, Randy, North Carolina or Duke. That's what they want. They don't want a 4 no-names. But as I tweeted out and joked the other day, the Final Four in 2 years may be Yale and Monmouth and Mount Union and somehow Kentucky. I don't know, because it sounds like Kentucky's the only team that hadn't been brought up in this thing.
It is,
and they're the only ones that get 7 5-stars every year.
256-234-6221 is our phone number. Love to hear from you. Go ahead and take our first break here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Verdict.
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main
Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart.
Feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Blitz with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
Welcome back into the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. You look a little better.
I did. You know, at first I was like, I couldn't even see the expressions on my face. Now I can tell I got two cavities. Gosh, you talk about a difference.
Sunshine Heating and Air over in the Dayville market. Our good friend Kevin Keel. Make sure to give him a call. Thank him for being our segment sponsor here. 256-234-6221. We'll quickly move into the high school blitz segment here and talk a little high school sports from last night. I'll stay here in the local region, and in the Lake Martin area, it was a tough night for high school football. As most of our teams going down last night. Benjamin Russell High School losers to Oxford 20-7. Very good football game against a very good football team. You know, I left out of there as part of the broadcast team for Benjamin Russell. Proud of the way that we played, and that's saying something in that offensively we only had one big play in the game, 69-yard touchdown reception by Zay Stoves from Landon Cotney. Probably half of our yards came on that one play. It was a dominating performance on the offensive and defensive fronts, I felt like, for Oxford. If you're a Wildcat fan looking for some positives coming out of the football game, though, when you only have, I don't know what the total yards, let's just say we had 130 to 150 total yards, and most of them coming on a 70-yard pass. For your offense to hold a very talented Oxford team to 20 points, that's something to hang your hat on. You're going to be in every football game if you play like that. Hendricks was out. David Herron went out as well. A number of other players in and out. Trey Gray, another player that played extremely well last night, went out late. Tough football game, but I was very impressed with Oxford. Very impressed with the way that they play physically. Clay Webb is only a junior. He's 6'4", he's 300 pounds. Luke says he'll probably be one of the top prospects in the country next year. Where is he leaning? He's
a big Alabama fan.
Okay, well,
and
y'all lose him.
Yeah, I think we'll get him. And Pierce Quick, obviously, is already committed from Hewitt-Trussville.
Yep.
We'll talk about them in a minute. They only won 59-0.
But otherwise, you've got a really good running back over there at Oxford in Lindsey. And
he's a sophomore? Is he
he's a junior this year.
Okay.
He was an all-state performer last year as they returned 3 all-state players. All of them are in the junior class this year. They got a good-looking linebacker named Kendall McCollum, 6 foot 220. The imps of KJ Britt in my eyes out there, just you see the same players in the same uniform on. It's hard to get away from someone. But they're impressive, and they moved to a 5-0 mark, ranked number 3 in Class 6A. May move up. Pinson Valley, did they end up winning the football game last night?
Pinson Valley did win last night, beating Shades Valley. And Pinson Valley was down 21-14. They tie it up. They go to OT. Pinson Valley scores first. Shades Valley gets the ball. They score, go for 2 and don't get it, so it's 28-27. And the other thing that was interesting, Pinson Valley wins without Bo Nix. He did not play the entire game. He's got an ankle issue. And his backup, Barry White. I like it. That's hard to look. Whenever your backup's named Barry White, you got to feel like things are going to go pretty smooth. He looks strong. He's a sophomore. The game was on TV, so I got to see a lot of it. He's got one of those. God, these comparisons always get you in trouble because you're saying he's as good as that guy. No, but he's a little reminiscent of Lamar Jackson. Lanky, smooth, flick of the wrist, and the ball goes a long way. I thought he looked strong, and I think what this does for Pinson Valley. I know they're not necessarily in our area, but that's the team everybody's going to pay attention to because they're coached by Pat Nix, and Bo Nix is his son and plays for him, and he's probably going to end up committing to Auburn, I would think. But Pinson Valley, now that you've won without Bo Nix, because I think everybody was saying, okay, if you lose Bo Nix, you're in trouble. Not really. And now you give that whole team more belief. Pinson Valley is going to be a tough out.
Give us some other scores from last night that caught your eye.
Well, I would say Hewitt-Trussville winning 59-0, and yeah, they played Center Point. Center Point's having a bad year, but it's back-to-back shutouts now for Hewitt-Trussville. So you've got a team with maybe the most dynamic offense in the state that has now a defense that has shut out 2 straight opponents.
There's a good reason for that. Miles Mason comes back 2 weeks ago. He's playing on the offensive side of the ball as well. He's a 4-star recruit, isn't that right?
Well, he's 4-star / 3-star. I think he's going to get bumped up because last night apparently he looked very good again.
Safety or a corner, Luke?
I think he's going to be a safety. Okay. And he's a very hard hitter. And there was Piedmont beat Leeds last night. Piedmont number 2 in 3A, Leeds number 1 in 4A. And it wasn't close. It was like 41-19. I mean, Piedmont, that's you talk about sending a message.
Let's go ahead and go to the phone lines. Caller, you're on Sports Blitz.
Hey, Randy and Luke. This is Justin. I just want to call in about Oxford last night. Randy, how many, compared to Benjamin Russell, just how many really good athletes did Oxford have? They just always seem to have Rock Thomases and Quan Alexanders and
KJ Britt.
Yeah, Katie Britt. I'll hang up and I just like to hear your thoughts on that, especially, their city comparatively sized to Alexander City, and they just have athletes coming out the woodwork.
Justin, thank you so much, buddy, and go Atlanta United. Justin, huge Atlanta United fan. And have you seen what's going on over there at all?
You mean
at the Mercedes? At the new Mercedes Stadium, which is...
I know about the Mercedes Stadium. You're talking about soccer-wise?
Luke, they sell the thing out every time they kick the ball off. It's unbelievable.
And I think that makes sense. Because Atlanta's a melting pot. Atlanta's not even in the South anymore. Atlanta's like New York City just moved south. There are people from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not really the South anymore.
It's still hard for me to look and see that soccer's going on, an hour and a half, 2 hours up the road, and they're selling out 40, 50,000 people every time they go out there. It's
I need to let you listen to, you probably won't like the guy, but Daniel Tosh is a comedian who makes fun of everybody and everything all the time. And he was talking about soccer the other day. He said, I just can't get into it. He said, every people like a sport you can gamble on occasion. He said, what's the over-under on your soccer game? 0.5? Okay, I'm out. I don't want to deal with that. And that's...
All right, to go back to Justin's question, though, here's the thing about Oxford. Oxford will have a Clay Webb. They'll put a running back in the backfield that's 5'6", 150, but he's been an all-state guy. Oxford has to piece together parts. I don't look out there and watch Oxford like I went out and watched Opelika warm up last week. Let me tell you who has the Bows and Joes is Opelika. Oh, my. If you're a college recruiter and you go and you just see about 8 of them that look like they've been in the weight room and getting ready for college, but it doesn't always parlay onto the field to having a great football team. So you can get caught up in the measurables sometimes, and a lot of times that doesn't work in high school because college, college looks at the measurables, but then they also make you send them a tape. So Clay Webb can be 6'4", 300, but if the tape doesn't tell you he's good, or Pierce Quick is not good on the offensive front, Nick Saban doesn't want him. I hate to beat around the bush, but if you look at Benjamin Russell, who's the last big Division I signee we've had?
I really thought Tyree Gray had a shot to be that guy. I love N'Kobe Maxwell, but I knew because of measurables he wasn't going to be, and he wasn't. N'Kobe Maxwell was fast. I mean, I'm not catching him, but I think in terms of SEC level running back, I don't know that he had that top end speed. And I love the kid, but I knew that probably neither one of them would be SEC. I don't know when the last SEC signing we had was.
It's probably the same group of class where it's Michael Goggins and El Toro. And we had multiple signed. Hutchins was signed by Alabama at the same time. And all those are in the same age group. But people will ask, they'll say, well, what are we not doing? Are we not getting our kids out there and seeing? And I'm like, no, just sometimes the measurables don't stack up to what you see, because if the eye test was all that you had to perform by, Tyree Gray would have gone wherever he wants. But unfortunately, Tyree's about my size.
That's right. Well, here's the other thing that you see, and some people call it just evolution of the sport. Some people call it the bane of the sport's existence, perhaps, and that's transfers. It's struck in college basketball like it's nobody's business. It's hit in college football now a little bit more. And Miles Mason is a transfer. Bo Nix is a transfer. Now, Bo Nix is a little bit different because his dad took another job there. But you had a kid last night transferred from Munford to Oxford. And I don't hear of a lot of kids transferring to BRHS. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not saying that it's bad that we're not out there.
You're stating the obvious.
It's not happening. And I think to now be more competitive, you're going to have to go out there and find a kid maybe that's on a bad team and convince him to come to your team. I don't even know how legal it is and how far-reaching you can go with it, but people are doing it.
Let's don't kid it. Let's look at the quarterback at Trussville that you brought up.
Paul Tyson.
Mountain Brook. You look at the Munford kid that's over at Oxford. You look back there in the backfield, and they've got a fullback that ran for over 1,000 yards at Moody High School last year. It happens. It's tough. You hope to end up at a program that gets you seen and enjoy your time while you're playing. And right now, they're moving to the right programs. I can tell you that, Oxford and
and they're moving to Hoovers.
That's right.
You know, they're moving to schools like that. And again, I can see where traditionalists hate it. I can totally see that, because you sort of feel like you're born in this district, your family's in this district, and that's where you go to school. But now it's so different. I mean, Miles Mason is probably getting a lot more notoriety because he's playing for a Hewitt Trussville team that is a juggernaut, versus if he'd still be at Pleasant Grove. I don't think there's any question.
256-234-6221. We'll take another break here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
We had a phone call in looking for a Gordo score, Luke.
Everybody knows Gordo won 49-6 over Sipsey Valley.
Gordo's one of those lower classification teams that when we get to see them in like championship, you go, man, they got some talent. How about the kid that's a linebacker? Is he getting to play any?
No.
What's going on there?
I don't think it hadn't come together yet. You know, obviously he's the son of Wayne Davis, pretty famous Alabama player, and he is built like a brick house. I mean, he is just really everything you talk about measurables. He's got all that, but there's something about translating to the next level sometimes that some kids, no matter who they are, they get it immediately, and some kids it takes a while. And I think Ben Davis is here for the long haul. I don't think he's going to be a guy that transfers out, but it may be next year that you see him a lot because we've seen Alabama have a lot of linebackers hurt here recently, and you still haven't heard Ben Davis's name.
I've been meaning to ask you that.
Well, we saw him at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game.
What's
and
he 6'3"?
Yeah, he's a big dude. He returned an interception for a touchdown in that game, if you remember.
Very good athlete. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, you're on Sports Blitz.
What's going on this morning, guys?
Hey, glad to have you, Brett. We got Brett Pritchard on, the voice of the Wildcats. And, Brett, we haven't talked extensively about the game, but can you give us a couple of minutes on some of your thoughts from Benjamin Russell and Oxford last night?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, obviously last night that Oxford team came in number 3 for a reason. And you knew you were going to have a tough task in being able to move the football on a very athletic defense. I mean, it wasn't one of the bigger defenses we've seen, Randy. You made mention of that several times last night, but big doesn't necessarily mean you're better. And a lot of times you look down and you're smaller, doesn't mean you're going to get run over. And the thing about it is who controls the line of scrimmage. We can talk all types of different phases of the game in football, but it always boils down to who controls the line of scrimmage. We talked about it last week in the Opelika game. The last few years, Opelika's controlled the line of scrimmage. They've won the football game. Last week, we controlled the line of scrimmage basically for 4 quarters, and we won the football game. Last night, Oxford controlled the game most of the time. We had spurts. We had a chance right there where we scored on a 65-yard touchdown pass to see some momentum. Seemed like there was some energy back in the stadium, a nice crowd last night. Thought that, first of all, that was a great to see. So many people came back for homecoming last night. But we had a chance to see some momentum. We didn't do it. So we had some opportunities. And when you are in a game against a team like Oxford, or like Opelika, like Pinson Valley, like anybody that's a good football team, you got to seize those opportunities. And last night, for the first time this year, we didn't do it. So ended up losing the game. But the fight in this team is there. You were proud of them. I was proud of them. This is not last year's team or any team we've seen in the past. This team is a team that's going to fight all the way down, even though they were down 2 scores with less than 2 minutes to go in the game. There was a sense of pride on that defense to keep Oxford out of the end zone prevent them from making one more touchdown and knocking the score at 27-7. So that says a lot. Says a lot about the character of this team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can do the rest of the year.
Brett, going to take advantage of having you on and move over again back into the college ranks and buzz around Jay Jacobs' job. Big football game for Auburn this afternoon against a game Mississippi State team. Just your thoughts overall about the Auburn program.
Well, I mean, I think the inevitable's coming with Jay Jacobs. Now, how all that was released last night kind of makes you scratch your head. Some uncertainty in the way that was released. So I think we'll just have to wait and see again, kind of find out what's going to go on there. But I do think Jay Jacobs' days are numbered, whether they're over at the end of this weekend or they're over at the end of the year. Regardless, I think he's going to be out, and Auburn's going to be looking for new leadership from athletic director standpoint, from a football standpoint. Although you played a team that wasn't much better than a high school team in Missouri, you did go up there and take care of business last week. You got to build on that momentum. It's the second conference game for you. It's the first conference game at home. Mississippi State got drummed in Athens last week. They're probably a little gun shy, probably a little reality check about how good they are. So Auburn needs to take advantage of a 5 o'clock kickoff at Jordan-Hare Stadium and go out and kind of remember what they did last year in Starkville. Nick Fitzgerald is a quarterback that I think against teams that don't play fundamentally sound on defense, he can kill you. He can burn you. But against teams that are good on defense and that aren't going to give up many rushing yards, I think he struggles because you're going to force him to throw the football. He struggled throwing the football against Georgia last week, and I think Auburn's going to follow that same blueprint. And I really like Auburn's chances if our offense can continue to improve and get better.
Brett, thank you for the phone call, buddy. See you a little bit later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And we'll go ahead and take another quick break as we're a little bit behind on breaks right now. When we come back, we'll hopefully take your phone calls. The prediction today is Alabama and Ole Miss. Going to give away some Sports Blitz garments out there, some tees, some other things that we've got to the winner. So Alabama and Ole Miss will be the prediction right here. We've got one on our Auburn Blitz program as we do each week. Big B Barbecue gift certificate as well for that. So call in with your predictions on Auburn and Mississippi State. 256-234-6221. More Sports Blitz right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gill's Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gill's. Selection and price, got to get to Gill's. Gotta get to Gill's. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gill's Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gill's. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gill's. Gotta get to Gill's.
Bill's Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bill's Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Summertime means savings time during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Thanks to Jeff Smith for calling in, our friend out there at Tallapoosa Ford, and now part of the new tractor place. Mahindra tractors right out there as well, so stop by and see them. But they're doing a tremendous thing for the local high school here, Benjamin Russell High School. Drive for your schools at Tallapoosa Ford. 300 test drives equals $6,000 given back to BRHS. So make sure to stop by Tallapoosa Ford out on Highway 280 in Alexander City. I'm sure the traffic is backed up already as people are heading towards Auburn for the big game and to tailgate today. But stop by Tallapoosa Ford, drive for your schools. 300 test drives equals $6,000 check cut over to Benjamin Russell. That's a great thing.
It is awesome. And Jeff Smith, they're always very community oriented, but you can go to Tallapoosa Ford, do your test drive. Go right across the street to Satterfield Outdoor Living. You can look at some big green eggs, and then you can head to the Auburn game. How about that?
That's right there.
I got your day planned out. You're welcome.
I'm going to start with a local area score that's a big win last night, and that's Tallahassee High School. They got behind early but fought their way back against a very good T.R. Miller Tigers team. And Tallahassee wins 33-29, so we'll start on the positives. I'm not sure there's another one after
you
that.
can start and probably stop about right there. But T.R. Miller was ranked, and so that's great for Tallahassee. So we've already talked about BRHS. They lose 20-7. And the thing about a lot of these games, really most games throughout the state, they weren't region games. They were games that you sort of put in the middle. It's sort of like what I called last night the Iowa State game, where it can be a rivalry, but it's not necessarily in your conference. And it still means a lot, but it doesn't affect you the same way losing, if Mountain Brook loses to Spain Park kind of thing. But anyway, last night, some other scores. Beauregard beats Northview 42-13. Beauregard in the Auburn area, and LaDamian Webb still doing his thing, obviously. I guess there's some more positivity than I thought when we expand our local area. Auburn gets a big win, 66-7 over Mary Montgomery. 66. I mean, that's pretty strong.
Auburn's putting together a solid year. They get off the snide against Opelika, take them down 17-13 a few weeks back. First victory for Auburn since 2013. It's a tough season so far for Opelika. They ran up against the number one team in Class 7A last night, which was Phoenix City. The last score I had was it 42-19?
The final on that one, and I should have it around here somewhere. Let me look for it. Yeah, it was 46-19. I know Justin Ross had one maybe 60-yard punt return for a touchdown and one 60-yard plus or minus reception for a touchdown. Number one player in the state, one of the top receivers in the country. He looked very good last night. Tell you another guy who looked good, this is sort of ancillary, Seth Williams for Paul Bryant. We saw him play basketball last year as they won a state championship, but he killed it with about 5 receptions for 200 and some odd yards 2 nights ago. But coming back to some more local scores, Wetumpka beats Greenville 51-14. Every time I see Wetumpka, I can't help but say this. One of my dad's friends one time who's from out of town, he was driving in. He comes in and sees my dad and says, man, I would have been here sooner, but I got a speeding ticket in Wetumpka. And so every time I see Wetumpka, I always say Wetumpka now. But Valley, they defeat Dadeville 28-25, bit of a heartbreaker. And then, of course, Holtville defeats Horseshoe Bend. And what was a wild contest. Apparently, Horseshoe Bend had a 2-touchdown lead for a while. They're driving. The game's tied at 35. Horseshoe Bend's driving. They're in Hopeful territory. They throw an interception. Hopeful then starts driving the other way. They get to the half-yard line, I think with about 2-point-some-odd seconds left. And instead of sending the field goal unit on, they go back out there. Now, they do have a quarterback that's 6'3", 175, something like that, which is pretty big for that classification. And he just walks into the end zone. So they end up winning the game 42-35. But you just don't see that a lot where somebody gets down that close. But that's high school. Where you don't trust your field goal kicker quite as much.
And when you're on the half-yard line, I saw it when Bryant was here as quarterback for Benjamin Russell with Danny as his dad as the coach. And anytime it was short yardage play, he's going to take the snap from center, and he's just a strong enough kid, a tough enough kid, that he's just going to go straight behind him and get what he can get. And so congratulations to Hopeful last night. Tough loss for Horseshoe Bend, but a very good football game. And Jason Franklin moves over as the coach from Horseshoe Bend to Hopeful. So you know that their family is thrilled with that big victory over there. But some other games that you mentioned, Dadeville taking on Valley, losing 28-25. Dadeville had an early lead. Valley's a team that seems competitive this year, and they've been up and down at times.
And I know this seems like eons ago, but they beat Benjamin Russell in the spring game, right? 6-0.
That's a good point.
Which it sort of maybe there was a harbinger for things to come.
Yeah, good points. And if you've got some other games out there you'd like for us to talk about, please call in 256-234-6221. We're going to move back in. We're going to talk about the big games on the college tap today for the next hour and 15 minutes. If you want to hear, or if you've got some updates on Auburn's situation with the athletic director, we'll talk some more basketball, as Luke and I haven't been on air together this week, so I'm interested in hearing some of his takes on what happened in the world of college basketball this week. But we'll take your phone calls, 256-234-6221. Let's go ahead and get another break in. When we come back, we'll have an extended segment to start into the College Blitz segment.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Centricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
Luke, let's roll in for the first time today, talk a little Alabama football as we head into the second hour of the program, 256-234-6221.
I was going to say, I don't mean to interrupt you, but okay, because we didn't have our little advertisements there that block our naughty knees.
This is not a good look.
It's sort of one of those, hey guys, try not to wear shorts for the show next time moments. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Mike. We can put them back. Put the ads back. Maybe I should sell advertising space on my knees.
No, yeah, it's not going to be a good sell.
Well, it could be for maybe like Domino's garlic knots.
I see you calling Ricky for that advertising spot. Luke, I've seen some dominating performances from Alabama over the years. Texas A&M, if memory serves me correct, was the same scores we saw here. But I can't think of one where you go, poor Vandy.
No, it wasn't
poor
Vandy. First of all, I went to the game.
Yeah.
It was poor everybody. It's the hottest I've ever been at a game. It's like they put the game in a jar and then hermetically sealed it. And it was just the sun beating in on you, and it was awful. I mean, we went with two of my wife's friends, and they said we went up 14-0. They were like, we'll see y'all later. We cannot do this. I mean, we were dead on the 50, couldn't have better seats in Vanderbilt Stadium. You could have better seats just about anywhere. Vandy Stadium is still what it is. It's not good. I like going there because your fans always outnumber Vandy fans, because Vandy, their students are smart. They know that if you're a good team and coming in, you want to see your team, they can sell their tickets for a lot more.
How many?
80-20 Alabama fans. This is not hyperbole. If you watch the CBS broadcast and they pan over, you will see it looks like an Alabama home game. It's crazy. And I know it's not an Alabama thing. They do this a lot for a lot of teams. But anyway, it was so hot, miserably hot. And I was mildly concerned after Alabama's first drive. They have to punt. But then after that, it was Katie bar the door. And I think some of the players took to offense to what the guy from Vanderbilt had said about Alabama, you're next. But that's not going to, that's only going to last about a series. In the end, just as I thought, my theory is that Vandy didn't know how to deal with success. They're 3-0. They had beaten a Kansas State team they really had no business beating. They beat them in very Mike Shula 2005 style, where Kansas State had a couple of touchdowns called back. Kansas State kept shooting themselves in the foot, and sort of one of those born on third base, think you hit a triple moments. And Vandy runs up against Alabama kind of full of all this confidence that they didn't really deserve. And then Alabama just beat their brakes in. I didn't feel badly for them because they're not a bad team. But another thing I talk about every year, Randy, I say a team's going to play its best game 2 to 3 times a year and play a bad game once or twice a year. And it's about surviving the bad ones and not being overconfident with the good ones. In between is what you really are. And Vandy just happened to run up on Alabama in one of their good times, and it was disgusting.
And it was really the first time that I've seen Alabama just dominant. this year. And, and Alabama, if anything, defensively this year, it has shown some gaps in that defense, some tendencies, and a lot of that's because of injuries. Let's don't kid ourselves, but we didn't see that Saturday. And
Did
we
you
just
see
saw
Rashawn Evans push that offensive line?
Yes, I did. Glad to have Rashawn Evans back.
Needed him. And, I mean, that's the thing. Alabama fans were wringing their hands over the fact they gave up 23 points to Colorado State. But, again, you're missing 5 linebackers. You're going to give up some points. And Colorado State's offense is not bad. I mean, Alabama and Colorado State can play 100 times. Colorado State's not winning one of them. But their offense is not bad. And the way the game is now, it's so hard to get a shutout. That's why this last one against Vandy is pretty doggone incredible. They have Ralph Webb. They have Cal Shermer. They have some guys about on offense. Ralph Webb's going to end up being one of the top 5 all-time leading rushers in SEC history. I don't remember his getting a yard. They had 3 first downs in the game. 3 first downs in the game. They had 78 total yards. The yardage discrepancy was 677 to 78. There's never been a discrepancy like that in Alabama history. I can't remember one in college football history. I'm sure there is one. I just don't know it.
Quarterback play for Alabama was exceptional.
Oh, yeah.
Backup quarterback made a play that will continue to be replayed probably through his next 4 years there at the university. And there is no argument who the starter is because Jalen Hurts has clearly won that. But there can't be a number 2 guy in the nation as good as what Alabama's got right now.
I agree. Look, there are people who say, man, maybe Tua should be getting some more snaps. How about just let the guy who's only lost 1 game in the national championship that wasn't his fault?
No, sir. It wasn't.
That they lost. Just let him keep going. I thought Brad Nessler said it very well. Oh my gosh, who's Brad Nessler's partner? Gary. Gary Danielson said, he was really impressed with Tua because Tua Tagovailoa was throwing darts. He was on target. He was dead. I mean, the ball was coming out of his hand the best I've seen it. That play when he spins around and he hits Devontae Smith. I mean, there are very, very few people in the country that can make that play. And Danielson's going crazy. And then Nessler sort of put him in check and said, look, all that's cool, but there are very few people who can run on air the way Jalen Hurts does. Jalen Hurts does not look fast. If you just watch him out there, he looks like somebody's going to catch him, but they never catch him because he's a glider. He's just got a feel for finding the hole. He doesn't burst through the open area like Dalvin Cook's that kind of guy, where he sees if it's a crease, he's gone. But Jalen Hurts is sort of a guy, he picks his spots, and then he tries to make a little shifty move, and he's shiftier than you think, and he's a little quicker than you think, and he's a little faster than you think. But there's nothing that is he's not. I wouldn't call Jalen Hurts explosive.
And I'll bring that up when we move in to talk about Auburn, when we're talking about Nick Fitzgerald today in comparison to what you see from Jalen Hurts running the football. But Jared Jeudy, a lot of acclaim coming in, looks the part when he gets his opportunities right now too.
Okay, if I'm picking nits, I'm going to say here's one thing that concerned me. When Tua Tagovailoa is in there, everybody's an option. Everybody's on the table. There's no you can't single cover Jeudy, can't single cover Smith. You're going to have to single cover somebody, and that's the guy that Tua's going to find. He hit Major Tennyson on a big third down play. I say big third down play. They were up 45-0. But on a third down play, for him it was big, and it was a great play, and it was just right where it needed to be. When Jalen Hurts is in there, he's going to look for Calvin Ridley. He's going to look for the back out of the backfield, or he's running. Those are his options. Now, he has thrown a pass to these other guys, but it's few and far between. He's going to look for Calvin Ridley. That's his guy. It's not a bad guy to look for. But I'm saying there are more options on the table when Tua's in there. And so my concern is, do some of these other guys start saying, hey, Coach, how about playing Tua some? Because when Tua's in there, he'll look for me. When Jalen's in there, Jalen's not looking for me.
Any issues?
That's a fair point.
Any issues you see with the team right now as far as moving forward are really starting to hit the stride?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's concerning me. Besides that, which is probably a stupid complaint, but I mean, I'm reaching here.
You have to at this point.
But here's what does concern me mildly is Alabama's schedule just doesn't look that tough anymore. Now, when Alabama's going to get the win against Florida State is going to be cheapened. Because when Alabama and Florida State played, Florida State was a different team than they are right now. Florida State may lose today to Wake Forest. They're only a 7.5-point favorite. But that team has gone into a mudslide ever since the Bama game, and then the Hurricane, and then the backup quarterback, and they're just not the same team. But who's left on Alabama's schedule that just scares the dickens out of you? That Alabama's not going to be a double-digit favorite over until you get to the SEC championship game. I think they'll be a double-digit favorite even over Auburn at the end of the year right now.
I think so.
Unless something changes. I mean, I think that could change. But even the Alabama 2013 team was a 10-point favorite over an Auburn team that played for the national championship.
True.
So that's what worries me a little bit, is keeping everybody focused. I think it's easy for Saban. It was very easy for Saban to motivate the team to play a Vandy squad. That yes, it's Vandy, but Saban was like, it's 3-0, and y'all look like crap against Colorado State, and Vandy's saying they can take you. What you going to do about it? Well, they went out and showed. But you can't use that same speech every week. Ole Miss this week, Ole Miss just lost to Cal. They can't stop anybody. If I'm an Alabama offensive player, I'm probably thinking, I'm going to get plenty of touches and plenty of scores and plenty of whatever. And Saban's got to guard against that. Then you play a Texas A&M squad that, they've only got one loss, but they don't look good.
No, have no defense.
They have no defense. And then they play Arkansas, who's not good.
No.
And then they play Tennessee, who's not good. And then they got an off week in an LSU team that had to struggle to hold on to beat Syracuse.
Led by Eddie O.
Yeah, again, what game scares you people will say LSU, but until you really get to Auburn, and even then it's probably the SEC championship game. That sounds total Bammer Homer talk, but be real about it. They're going to be double-digit favorites from here on out.
256-234-6221 is our phone number as we head into the second hour of the program. Would love to hear from you. Get your predictions in for both the Auburn and Alabama game today, and we got giveaway items for those that win there. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
In car ads, what is this? It discloses what you're not going to get that you thought you were. At Hyundai of Auburn today, buy a Santa Fe SUV. Get $4,250 bonus cash, period. Here's our disclosure.
Hyundai of Auburn's your straight talk dealer. $4,250 to spend however you'd like. Plus, most Hyundai of Auburn cars are built locally. Free major repairs for 10 years, supporting the local economy and thousands in bonus cash to spend. Compare HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back into the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown. About 55 more minutes left here on the program. Again, stop by Tallapoosa Ford out on Highway 280. Drive for Your School is currently going on, so 300 test drives equal a $6,000 check to BRHS from our friend Jeff Smith out at Tallapoosa Ford, so stop by there and see them. Ole Miss, 27.5-point dogs to Bama today.
Sounds about right.
You think that's how it plays out?
Well, I mean, look, Ole Miss is going to get some points because I love A.J. Brown. I love Shea Patterson. Shea Patterson's already got like 1,200 yards passing, and Jalen Hurts, may have half that. Might. I don't even think he's got half that. So that's just what they do. They sling the ball around. I think this is a great game for Alabama to work on their pass defense. So, I mean, it turns out to be great because I don't think Ole Miss can stop Alabama at all. And I'm also thinking Ole Miss's mentality. They just lose to California. You know, coming into the season, their goal was, we want to ruin it, but we can't go to a bowl. We're going to ruin it for everybody else. Now that they have that first loss under their belt, reality may be setting in for them. So I'm thinking Alabama wins pretty big tonight.
Running the football is terrible.
Practically non-existent.
Have many of the SEC programs really gone to that? Is that not shocking to you?
They put so much emphasis on the passing game. I mean, that's just what Ole Miss does. And the running is, they pass to set up the run. And that's fine, but in this league, eventually that wears you down.
256-234-6221. Again, love to hear from you out there as we were talking a little bit of Alabama and Ole Miss today at 27.5-point favorite. We briefly started, and let's go back to it on this segment. It's been a wild week, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Just your overall takes from what's all going on with the basketball situation.
I've had a hard time deciding if this is all a good or bad thing. I believe it's going to end up being good, that college basketball is going to get cleaned up to some degree. Again, maybe it's because Alabama and Auburn hadn't been that good. There's been so much of college basketball that's been frankly unwatchable for me. I was a basketball guy growing up for most of my life, and I was the kind of guy that could tell you who was in the Final Four 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever I started, from the time I started playing. And I don't even remember who goes to Final Fours anymore. They're not that interesting because you could feel the corruption sort of seeping out of college basketball. And it tainted the whole sport to me. There'll be some college basketball guys that will say I'm totally off base here, but I just feel like the whole sport seemed scummy. I mean, frankly, and I can't fault the players necessarily. You can't fault the coaches because they got to keep up. It was just the game. The game had turned in this bad direction. I don't think it's anybody's fault necessarily. The fans demand wins. The coaches have to win to keep their jobs. There's so much money at stake. You got to play the game. You got to get in there with these handlers. And it's so much more prevalent with basketball than it is with football. I know football's got it in there too, and it's been there since the dawn of the sport. But I think basketball is a lot worse. I don't know why. I don't have anything tangible to say about it.
When I watched the movie Blue Chips back in the day, you felt like it was a little bit fabricated to a point. When I watched all of this play out with the FBI this week, my mind goes back to Blue Chips.
Yeah.
You know, he bought him a tractor. You know, and the last speech by Nick Nolte up there on how corrupt. And I was talking to someone in our office this week, and I said, you know who's probably the happiest at the end of the day? The ones that hopefully didn't have anything to do with it, or may have just done a little bit but not quite as bad as what you're hearing here. The coaches. Do you know how dirty it is to have to play that game on the back end? Do you know how much work it probably takes, Luke?
I'm going to go the other way. I don't think there was a single coach that got a good night's sleep this week. There'll be some that'll say, oh, you know, that's not our program.
No, I'm saying a year down the road if they clean it up.
If they clean it up, but I think the other thing they would be worried about is, all right, how are they going to dirty it up next? Because somebody's going to figure out a way around this.
Gotcha.
Again, I don't think this is going to be something incredible. The only way I think it can really truly be cleaned, you got to take the NCAA out of the picture, okay? And I think the Power 5, or if you want to work out so you have some Power 6 conference and you make that work, and then they govern themselves. And then they say, okay, here's the deal, guys. You know, Kentucky and Alabama and Auburn, y'all are all here in the SEC. If we understand, here are the rules, and we're going to follow them. And if you don't follow them, it's big trouble. It's no more of this slap on the wrist. It is big trouble, and we're all going to agree to something where we can't necessarily subpoena you, but we've got to figure out something so that we have to know the truth. And if something comes out, and we find out you've lied about it, you're in a boatload of trouble. That's the only way I see it working. I don't see the NCAA really being able to keep their eye on 300 and some odd schools playing basketball.
What does your common sense tell you, Luke, when you see Auburn University's president step up to the podium and say this is a rogue? Chuck Person's an individual acting on his own, and has nothing to do with the rest of the program here at Auburn University. And I'm not only bringing it up because Chuck Person is the number one name that you're hearing out there. But does common sense tell you that there's a handler?
Yes.
In pretty much all the programs? He just happens to be
I don't think
one
there's any doubt there's a handler. Now, and then you get into the specifics of this, and it sounds like Chuck, and then to another degree, Kobe Baker at Alabama were steering guys to financial advisors to benefit them later. Then apparently these financial advisors didn't exist. They were set up by the FBI. But it tells you that if they're willing to do this, what else are they willing to do? You know, and that's what's sketchy about it. Look, I think Bruce Pearl probably knew something, or he knew enough to say, "Don't tell me, I don't want to know." Like, he turned a willing blind eye. I can't say with 100% certainty they did that, but I'm saying, and not just Bruce Pearl, I'm picking on everybody. I think everybody knows this is going on.
Let me jump in there. This is sitting here, when you hear all of this bad, you have to speculate on what's going on. So we're not saying that we know anything directly.
No.
But, we're two fans up here trying to figure out what's going on. So back to you.
Okay.
It's hard for me not to agree with you.
Let me say this. Okay, Bruce Pearl was a graduate assistant in Boston College in 1980 when they had a point shaving thing going on. And everybody said, well, that was a long time ago. Okay, that's true. Maybe it's coincidental. And then in the mid-'80s, he was coaching, I want to say, at Iowa or Illinois, and there was a big recruiting hullabaloo, and he got in a lot of trouble. And then he ended up at Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and some people believe he was blackballed for a while from coaching because he either turned somebody in or he did something. I don't know all the specifics. But you can say, okay, that's coincidental. It was a long time ago. And then he gets in trouble at Tennessee, and you can say, oh, it was just a barbecue. What's the big deal? Well, why did he lie about it if it's no big deal? He sure did lie about it, and that's what got him in trouble. Okay, maybe that's coincidental. But I just brought up 3 different things involving improprieties, and you're going to tell me now he's at Auburn, at a school that has historically been the worst program in the SEC basketball-wise, and they're bringing in high 4-stars and 5-star guys from the Las Vegas area, from Connecticut, from New York, from Philadelphia, all these places, and you're going to tell me Bruce Pearl didn't know about any of it? It's the world's darndest coincidence, maybe. Maybe it's true, and I'm not throwing him under the bus, and I'm not saying he should be fired right now. But it wouldn't shock me if Bruce Pearl ended up losing his job over this, even if Auburn just said, look, here's the deal. We don't know what you did, but everybody just needs to move on. We're going to get this whole thing cleaned up, and then we'll figure it out. Because what you don't want if you're Auburn, what you don't want if you're Alabama, what you don't want if you're LSU, et cetera, is you don't want the NCAA coming in and saying, hey, while we're down here investigating all this basketball mess, guess what we found over at the football program? Because I can tell you, Auburn ain't squeaky clean, Bama ain't squeaky clean. That's just, and if the NCAA wants to find something, they will, and Auburn fans will go back and point to, well, what about Cam Newton we got out of that? They don't have subpoena power, and so they come in and everybody just keeps their mouth shut. You can get away with some stuff. Alabama screwed that up because Alabama was the blueprint how not to do it. Don't cooperate with them. But now the FBI is giving them enough ammunition where they can come in and say, we know you did this, because the FBI's got the wiretaps and the whole world knows about it. So they can get in there a little bit deeper now. I'm just saying, I think this thing's going to smell really bad. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's switch it over to Louisville. They lose their athletic director. They lose Rick Pitino. Did you hear about Rick Pitino? Like, apparently there was a reporter in the parking lot that saw him pull up to have the meeting with the president. Pitino didn't turn his car off. He left his car running, goes up there, finds out he's fired, says, smell you later, goes down to his car and takes out. I mean, that's a little bizarre. Or he's suspended without pay technically right now, but I mean, we all know that's coming. And then now Bobby Petrino's buyout, because Jurich has been fired, is cut in half. So his buyout is only like $4 million.
Wow.
And what that means is that somebody like a Tennessee, God, if Arkansas does it, it'd be crazy. But somebody like an Arkansas, somebody like an LSU, somebody like an Auburn can go to Bobby Petrino and say, would you like to be our coach? We'll buy the buyout and come over here and do this.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and take another break. We come back, we'll close out on that, move into Auburn, some more talk there. Plenty going on in the world, and if you've got a comment, we'd love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17th season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Summertime means savings ton during the summer clearance event at Bice Motors. Save over $8,200 on a great selection of loaded new 2017 Chrysler 200 Limiteds. Was $25,705, now $17,500. Need a truck? Bice has new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x2s for $299 a month.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Don't miss the summer clearance event going on now. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
256-234-6221 is our phone number. Love to hear from you if you're up and down Highway 280 heading over to Auburn or wherever your Saturday may lead you today. Tallapoosa Ford, if you're out on Highway 280, they've got a special program going on called Drive for Your School 300 test drives leads to $6,000 check being cut to the local community to the Benjamin Russell High School. So Tallapoosa Ford, Jeff Smith, the whole crew out there, stop by and see them. Luke, a big game for Auburn today. Missouri was exactly what the doctor ordered for Auburn last week. First off, is there a team in your memory that is as bad in the SEC as Missouri is this year?
All right, I'm going to say Missouri is the worst team I've seen in the SEC maybe ever. And I'm going to preface it by saying, okay, the 2012 Auburn team, a lot of people go back to that. They were terrible, but they quit.
Yeah.
So you can't, and they come back the next year and they play for a national championship. That team just quit. It's not like they were terrible. They just quit playing football. And so you can have the most talent in the world, but if nobody's into it, I think Missouri's trying. I think they're giving it the old college try. They're just not good. They're so bad. I mean, it's a shame. I mean, I hate it for them because they had 3 kids from the state of Alabama committed, and the linebacker decommitted last night because I think Auburn's pushing him a little bit. But they have Cam Taylor at Park Crossing and then James Foster over at Sidney Lanier. They're both committed to Missouri. And God bless them, and I'm thankful that they're going to have a shot to play in the SEC, big-time college football. I'm looking at this Missouri squad, and I'm listening to Barry Odom after the game, and he's sort of going on this nonsensical rant, and I'm thinking, man, y'all just aren't going to make it here. I mean, it's just not going to work. And I understand why I keep going back to this. I understand why the SEC brought Missouri in and Texas A&M in. I get it, footprint-wise and all these things. But what exactly have those two, and for that matter, South Carolina and Arkansas brought to the table since 92. They've been here since 92. Now, South Carolina's won some baseball championships, women's basketball, and that's nice, but that's not that's not paying the bills. You know what I mean? Arkansas won a basketball title back in the 90s. Again, great, awesome. But I'm talking about now.
South Carolina is the one of those 3 that feel like the SEC to me now. Do you agree?
Yeah, I feel like...
And I think it's the other sports outside. Football is important, and Steve Spurrier had a lot to do with that, Luke. But the other sports, South Carolina, have really amped up their...
I agree.
And they helped
went to
the
Final
SEC.
Four. They went to the Final Four last year.
Yeah, I agree.
But Arkansas does, because Arkansas seems like SEC. And I was a big proponent. I know that we got to talk about footprint. Missouri's a big state, and you get in there. But I also know we were Missouri's second choice. They won it in the Big Ten. They seem like a Big Ten school.
I agree.
And now that they're in the SEC and they're all the way over in the East, and if you put them in the West, it screws up rivalries and screws up everything. So you can't do that. It's just not working out. I mean, I feel like the SEC and Missouri need to get a divorce, and we need to find. Who I've always said, bring in Clemson, but I don't know that Clemson would do it right now. Bring in West Virginia. Why doesn't that make sense? And put them in the East. They burn couches. We burn couches. They seem like we're kind of a tie-in personality-wise. I think West Virginia is a much better fit. Footprint-wise, it's not close, but much better fit personality-wise.
Surprised the way Mississippi State played last weekend. I'm just interested to hear, do you think it's because Georgia has amped up their efforts, that Kirby Smart's got things going maybe in a more positive direction than he had in years past? Or is that who Mississippi State is, or is it more about Georgia last week?
I don't think I would read too much in Mississippi State's 37-7 win over LSU, nor would I read too much into their 31-7 whooping, or was it 38-7?
I think it was 31-3.
31-3? Okay, whatever it was, whipping this past week at Georgia. Again, I think the truth is somewhere in between. Still don't think that truth is enough to beat Auburn today. I may have picked Mississippi State in the paper, but I think I just did that
to do what you do.
Poke the bear,
Pride.
But I think Auburn's going to win this game, and this game is so much more. It's important at Mississippi State too, because now they have a conference loss, and this game means more than the Georgia game did last week. But you're running up on Auburn at a bad time. They've sort of got their feet up under them now. They've got some confidence. And you just got your confidence stolen away from you. It looks like Cam Petway and Kerryon Johnson will be back there, and everybody's excited they'll be back there at the same time. Although I would say it seems like both of them are about 80% right now. Yeah. Neither one of them seems 100%. I just don't think you need Auburn to be 100% to beat Mississippi State.
Big story for Mississippi State is Nick Fitzgerald at quarterback. He's able to run, able to throw the football at times, but only 57% completion percentage. That's the big issue right here. As Brett said earlier, and I kind of prefaced this with talking about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts scares me to death in the backfield running. Nick Fitzgerald is one of those where you feel like they've got to out-muscle you for him to make big plays, whereas Jalen Hurts will make a big play when there's nothing there. Fitzgerald struggled mightily against Auburn last year. As an Auburn fan, that's your hope going into this football game, is that he's not the kind of quarterback that can beat a well-disciplined defense like Auburn.
No, I agree. And you go back to some of his highlights against LSU, for example. I mean, one of his pass plays, Keith Mixon was just out to practice early. Yeah. I mean, LSU balled on a fake, and there was nobody within 10 yards of him. I mean, anybody could complete that. I'm not saying Nick Fitzgerald's just an anybody quarterback. He's not bad. He's good. He ain't Dak Prescott. I don't think he can walk into Jordan-Hare Stadium and beat Auburn by himself. I think Mississippi State is going to be a much better team next year. It has a much better chance to beat Auburn next year than they do this year.
Yeah, and moving over to the offensive side as we close out this segment, 256-234-6221. How important is Kerryon Johnson to this Auburn offense?
I think he's important in the sense that people look up to him. I don't think he's very dynamic. I think he's just knows how to get yards. He's not an really explosive player like Cam Martin's much more explosive. If he can get the hole, you're not catching Cam Martin. But the thing is, Cam Martin, all his big games are against your Georgia Southerns and your Missouris, and KJ's out there fighting the wars in the SEC. And I think that's what he is battle-tested, and I think you got to have guys like that on your team. So, yeah, I think it's important to have him back. I think it'll be important to have Cam Petway back too, but I think Auburn long-term would benefit playing one of them today and letting the other one get a little more rest because and you could even let probably one of them rest against Ole Miss too, let that same guy rest and get ready for LSU. That would be my thought.
256-234-6221. Got about 30 minutes left here in the program. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, take your phone calls. More of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown.
Looking for the area's best one-stop shop? Foshi's Watts is where to go. Foshi's Watts has non-ethanol gas for you boaters and you lawn care guys. Although cutting the grass is less fun than going to the lake, you can also get live bait and tackle, cold beverages, and they have fresh biscuits starting at 5 a.m. and the best candy prices in town. You can even fill your propane tank and get a bag of everybody's favorite pellet ice for only $1.50. Get it all at Foshi's Watts on Dadeville Road in Alex City, the area's best one-stop shop. Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
May as well bring up what we were talking about during the break. News broke last night as we were starting the high school football games. The AL.com, look how credible the story is, who knows, but Jay Jacobs at least closing in on his last days at Auburn potentially. It's a normal Friday night news junket that you throw out there and hope that there's plenty else going on in the world that it doesn't get that much of a story. But it's still worthwhile to say, Luke, if Jay Jacobs is gone, and many at Auburn feel like that it's probably time, would Tommy Tuberville be a good option for Auburn to go to? And the only reason I bring that up, I don't know if he'd even entertain an offer, but he's the one name that I hear all the time from Auburn fans.
Yeah, I think he makes sense. There are a lot of reasons it's logical. He lives in Auburn now. He's obviously got an affinity for Auburn. You mentioned that he's a pretty good public speaker. You know, the thing about Tuberville, he's always spoken his mind. I said off air, he's got a little Charles Barkley in him, though, where that can be great, but that can also be something where he says some things that are uncomfortable. He might say something that you may not necessarily want to hear, too. And an AD's got to be a strong-willed guy, and I think Tommy Tuberville is certainly that. I think he would be a pretty good representative, but the drawback, now that you've got this softball thing going in Auburn, you've got the basketball thing, which we've only scratched the surface so far, and you've got a football coach that doesn't necessarily pull at the heartstrings of Auburn fans right this minute. They're still sort of on the fence. You know, they're on the bus and they're off the bus. And there are rumors about a couple other programs that may have some things coming out here before too long. Do you want an inexperienced athletic director handling all that? Do you want somebody who's really strong-willed in there facing the press and then maybe getting his ire up a little bit and answering a question he shouldn't have answered? He should be more politically correct. I mean, I don't know. I think Tuberville every now and again will just tell people exactly the way it is, and sometimes as AD you've got to be a little more PC than that.
Good points. I will sway toward saying that I'm a Tuberville fan, but I'm a fan of people that are direct, that aren't, there's not a lot of gray area. Right. If you ask them a question, you're not going to get the old muted Gus Malzahn press conference where you go, I'm almost certain everything that just came out of his mouth is untrue. You know what I mean?
And meant nothing.
And meant nothing. And I'm not saying it's untrue, and coaches are different. Sometimes some give you something that others don't. And as long as we're playing well, I'll continue to support Gus Malzahn. So I like a Tommy Tuberville type, and what he did at Auburn, he did a good job while he was there. But I'll bring it back over to Alabama. Do you think an ex-coach is a positive in an athletic director's role where football is king? And Alabama has done a really good job with their last two hires. Got a new one now, but Malmore, ex-coach, gets it, understands coaches, hired the best one. Battle, ex-coach, wonderful businessman. He's got a lot more things going on other than a coach, but he's a coach. The coach is what led him to be a great businessman. It wasn't the other way around, Luke. Right. You know, it was the work ethic and the ability to lead. So as an Auburn guy, I look at Alabama across the state and say it's worked out pretty well for y'all.
Okay, you may rebut that and
Sure.
say, Mal Moore, how would history look at him differently if he hadn't been able to get Nick Saban?
Probably poorly.
He probably would have been fired.
But he got him.
And he did get him, but and then because of that, some other positive things happened. The university exploded, and again, it was a gamble, and I think Mal Moore, to his credit, knew that. Knew, I can't fly back here without you. You know, I can take you now. I can kidnap Miss Terry and make you come get me, but you got to come. You got to come to Tuscaloosa, and I think he knew that. But it was pretty fortuitous that it worked out the way it did. That the thing in the pros wasn't going exactly as Saban wanted it to, and that he was available. I mean, Alabama could have been stuck with Rita Rodriguez. I mean, no offense to Ms. Rita Rodriguez, God bless you, but she didn't want to come to Tuscaloosa, and it kind of worked out for Alabama. So sometimes it's all about timing, and we talk about timing all the time. Go back to Battle was good because he is a good businessman, and I think he helped get all the financials straight, but he had some hires that were a little, who knows just yet. So we'll see. We had some baseball issues, some basketball issues.
Yeah.
And now Byrne, I really like Greg Byrne a lot. He's been here to speak to Lake Martin Bama Club. He is a great speaker. He seems like a very genuine guy, and he's got his ducks in a row. But now let's see how it goes here because we're just now getting into it. It's very easy to be AD at Alabama when Nick Saban's your football coach.
Yeah, but Mal Moore got him.
That's true.
I keep going back.
I know, he did.
And another positive with Mal, he was a great fundraiser.
Oh, there's no question about that.
The two things that we're discussing here are two qualities that you've got to have, and if Auburn's an athletic director or they're looking for one, who would you like to see? Caller, you're on Sports Blitz.
Hey, this is Jeff Talbot Ford.
Hey, Jeff, you doing okay, buddy?
Doing good, Randy. Doing good, Luke. Hey, we need some help. It's a slow start this morning.
Well, we've been talking about it, but I'd like for you to kind of pass along what this is. Drive for your schools. Give everybody an idea what this is, Jeff.
Be glad to. What this is, it's a program Ford has. We've done it several years in the past. We've been off of it for about 2 or 3 years. It's hard to get into. They don't let every dealer in it every year. If we get 300 people to come and just do a test drive, give their email, they have to give a little information, then Ford will cut a check to Benjamin Russell for $6,000, no strings attached.
That's crazy.
It's a great program. They like to have good participation. If the numbers are low, we kind of risk of not being able to get in it again. But we've always hit it in the past. It's just a little slow this morning, so I'd just like to encourage everybody to come on out. Bring somebody with you. What it is, it's one registration per household.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to take advantage of having you on here, and the good thing about going out and seeing you today is you can test drive a car. It's a benefit to the local area school here in Benjamin Russell, but you can check out the new tractor company that you have right beside it. So take this opportunity to let everybody know what you're doing there.
Well, I appreciate that. It's funny, we're not actually officially open yet, but we are. So we're kind of in limbo. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, we are the new Mahindra dealer for our entire area, which is Tallapoosa, Clay, Coosa, parts of Lee, Kowaliga counties. And we've sold about 6 tractors already. We've had them out there about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. They really have not even advertised, so things are looking real good. We're actually pricing tractors right now. We got people out here looking at tractors as well. So,
well, Jeff, it's pretty good to sell 6 tractors when you're not open yet. I dig that.
Yeah.
Strong start.
We may not ever open.
Yeah, why do you want to deal with all the overhead for opening? Just stay closed and sit out there and sell tractors all day.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right.
Thank you, Jeff. We're going to keep hitting it for the next 20 minutes. Okay, buddy?
Hey, thank you. Thanks so much for your help.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for calling in. And as Jeff mentioned, Tallapoosa Ford has Drive for Your School going on. 300 test drives equals $6,000 check to Benjamin Russell High School.
And maybe while we're out here, Mike, our producer, can put that on our Facebook page and go out pretty local. So, I mean, if you love BRHS football and you feel like they should get a $6,000 check, hey, well, next year I guess they're going to be buying new uniforms, right?
You want to talk about that real quick?
Sure.
Let's take a break. We're actually a couple of minutes over here. We'll take a break and we'll run back in. And if you saw the news, I heard it a little bit earlier this week, and Russell Athletic making the decision for the first time in forever. They will no longer be in the uniform market, which was part of what built that brand up for so many years. So we'll talk about that, a little downhearted point here in the Alexander City community to continue what we've seen in the textile market over the last 20 years. But we'll discuss more of the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052 and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're gonna watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count, and cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile back splash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
Luke, got a couple of phone calls this week, about middle of the week, and, talk was around Russell Athletic and their decision to get out of the uniform business. And, at the peak, Russell Athletic had, I think, a 4-year contract with Major League Baseball. That was in the mid-'90s, and also during that stretch, a lot, if not a majority, of college football teams were Russell Athletic teams as well, but it's been a slow and precipitous drop since then. Of course, NAFTA and some of the decisions that have been made part of that. Still, 115-year history here in Alexander City community. At one point in time, probably employing 75% of the employable adults here in the Alexander City community. Is a wonderful run. You're not trying to make it sound like it's over, because it looks like they will do a little bit more to the retail market. But once you get out of the uniform business, tough news for the community.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we're concerned, it is kind of over, right? I mean, I guess not fully over. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say anymore. I know at one time, Russell was Alex City. Alex City was Russell. I mean, that's the way it was. And times change, and once Nike and the Under Armours and Adidas got involved in all this, and they had a pretty good plan. They had some good plans about how to brand themselves. I don't necessarily know. And they also, their clothing looked cooler. I mean, I don't think I'm stepping on toes here. Russell maybe had higher quality stuff, but it wasn't. It was about who will buy it. Get more people to buy it because it looks cooler, because you get to the youth. I hate it that it's gone, but I think it's also telling that I saw a tweet out there from I didn't hear him say this, so I don't know for a fact he said it, but allegedly, Paul Johnson, the head coach of Georgia Tech, said after all this shoe scandal with Nike and Adidas, et cetera, he said, well, this is the one time I'm glad we had a deal with Russell, because I think it has been difficult for Georgia Tech. People use that against them. Like, you're going to wear the Russell stuff. We got Nike, we got Under Armour, or we got Adidas, or we got whatever.
And we probably got money to get players.
and we can also pay you $100,000.
Yes, sir.
You do what you want to. You can wear a pair of shape-ups and get your coach's shorts, or you can come to us and get $100,000. It's just the end of an era. It's a sad, sad thing, but, onward and upward.
Some things are inevitable. Sometimes you lose the marketing game. And I think if anything, you can go back to T-shirts, you can go back to other things that are low-budget items, but this is more of a marketing loss than anything. You can spend it however you may,
that's exactly
but
right.
that is exactly what happened here over the last 20 years is others like Under Armour, who for the most part didn't manufacture anything, just became a marketing brand and did an extremely good job of it. Russell, who had the market cornered, lost it somewhere in that mix. So.
Well, and nobody's ever done as good a job as Nike has. The Jordan Jumpman is still an iconic brand today, and the people who are wearing it, say at Michigan, they weren't alive when Jordan was playing basketball. Does that not blow your mind just a little bit? That's they caught such lightning in a bottle with Michael Jordan. It's incredible, and that just elevated the whole situation for them. And Russell, as far as I know, name somebody that sponsored Russell. I can't remember a Russell ad. I remember Russell ads locally, say in programs or in an Alabama program or something, but I don't remember name somebody that was an icon for Russell that said, hey, I'm going to be the champion for this brand.
Good point. And tough loss for the community, but we will, as we'll take a break right here, we'll tend to veer toward the positive things. This community would not be what it was or what it is without Russell and what they did for the community. And many folks like you and I scholarships and all the things that corporation benefited this community around. I know me being one that went to college on a scholarship that was brought by the Russell Foundation. Very thankful for what they brought to the community infrastructure-wise and all of that. It's a different day and age. It's time for other businesses like yours, Luke, and hopefully like ours to take up the reins and continue prodding along. But nonetheless, 115 years is still a success in my eyes.
It is, and look, like you said earlier, it's been kind of a slow death, but the good news is if you look around Alex City right now, it looks like things are really picking up. And I think there was a mourning period in there of sort of like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Because whenever there was a gap in some kind of fundraiser, whenever somebody needed a scholarship, whenever a church needed something built and they didn't have the money, whenever a school needed some uniforms, Russell always stepped in. They were awesome. They were so community-based. It was fantastic. And then when they were kind of gone, everybody's like, oh my gosh, what do we do now? Well, we figured it out as a community, and we've moved forward. All you got to do is look around Alex City. You can see a lot of positive things happen. So I'm sad that Russell's out of this game. It's going to be really weird that a school called Benjamin Russell will be wearing some other brand. But it's just the way it is.
It is what it is. 256-234-6221. Love to hear from you. Go ahead and take another break. We'll close the program out.
next car from Lynch Nissan of Aldridge.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
Luke, before we close out the program talking about Auburn, Alabama, a couple of quick predictions right there. There are 2 national treasures in college football right now, one being Mike Leach and the other being Gundy at Oklahoma State. Let's hope and pray the mullet continues.
Dude, there was a mullet in Washington State stand last
Glorious.
night. Mike Gundy wanted to get his phone number and say, who does that?
I am hoping and praying that he keeps that thing growing down to that type.
Did you have a mullet? I can kind of see you with a mullet.
I don't think I ever had. No, I never had. I didn't have the Kentucky waterfall in the back.
I can't do it. Mine sort of grows out. I end up like I'm going to be solving mysteries in the 70s or something, but I can't do it.
Mike Leach last night, though, and what he's done at Washington, he is. He's one that does some big program go after and give him.
Nah, because he can't. He's not going to be that good. He's not going to be the guy. He can at Washington State. He can take maybe some underachievers at first and make them overachievers. And because teams don't take Washington State seriously every week, he can do some things. Do I think he could come to, say, Auburn and win championships? No. Do I think he could go to LSU and win championships? No.
We'd have fun, though, wouldn't we?
I think you'd have fun for a while, but in the end, in the SEC, if you're not winning, you're going to get
about
going.
You and I as a media.
Oh, we'd have fun. Oh, we'd have a blast.
Glorious.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
His interviews.
I'd love for him to be in the SEC. I like color in the SEC. We miss Steve Spurrier.
True.
With Will Muschamp over there, I mean, you're scared to even talk to him. He's going to bite your head off. It's not the same thing. That's not personality. Having an anger management issue is not personality.
Let's start with Alabama Ole Miss. Last week you hit nail on head. The week before that, you may as well have just said the score because it was so. Your thoughts on Alabama Ole Miss?
I think Ole Miss probably scores early, and then Alabama just ends up bludgeoning them to death. It wouldn't shock me if Alabama covered this time. This line's a little trickier because now what's happened is Alabama's inflated now. Okay, Vegas. If you want to bet on Alabama, you're gonna have to buy them, but you're scared not to bet on them because they can beat Ole Miss by 28, and they can be up 28-0 in the first because Ole Miss can't stop anybody. And I think Ole Miss will not be able to stop anybody next week when they play Auburn. It's just that's what Ole Miss is going to do. But they can also sling the ball around the yard. They probably have the best wide receivers in the conference.
Auburn, Mississippi State tonight.
I think Auburn's going to win this game. I don't think Auburn's going to blow Mississippi State out like they did last year. I think the true Mississippi State team is in between LSU and Georgia, and I think that's probably what Auburn will get. But they're catching Auburn at not a great time.
We'll end the program by saying go out to Tallapoosa Ford on Highway 280. Drive for your schools. 300 test drives today will lead to a $6,000 check to Benjamin Russell High School. It's been a great program. There's a lot going on in college athletics. We got a lot of programming that we're producing. It feels like I'm on air more than I'm talking to anybody at my home at this point in time as Luke got home after our 12 o'clock scoreboard show last night. We've got Auburn Blitz daily led by Andy Graham. Brett and I kind of fill in there. Tune that in from 12 to 1. We got some really good news coming towards that programming and some different outlets that we'll be going through there. Still trying to put the Bama Blitz together, but hopefully we'll have that strung together here in the short term. But it's high school football time. It's a wonderful time for us, especially what we're doing with AHSA.
Oh, it's great. And we got Inside the AHSA, and we got the Sports Blitz Live, and then, and we got families too, if you can believe it.
Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you have safe travels up and down Highway 280. For Luke Robinson, I'm Randy Lee saying thanks for tuning in to the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
In car ads, what is this? It discloses what you're not going to get that you thought you were. At Hyundai of Auburn today, buy a Santa Fe SUV. Get $4,250 bonus cash, period. Here's our disclosure.
Hyundai of Auburn's your straight talk dealer. $4,250 to spend however you'd like. Plus, most Hyundai of Auburn cars are built locally. Free major repairs for 10 years. Supporting the local economy and thousands in bonus cash to spend. Compare HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you. Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
Car Stereo Shop in Auburn is more than your car audio and video headquarters. Everything you ever wanted for your boat, including speakers, amps, and subs from brands like Sony, Kenwood, Memphis, Kicker, Polk Audio, power speakers from Kicker, Skyline, and Wet Sound, underwater lighting from Motion LEDs and Shadowcaster, and for your ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles, the best in power sports products and lighting. How about a custom tailgating package or a custom-built mobile office? Where your imagination becomes reality, the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.